So, Marco, right, you don't need to say your name because we know who you are and we'll put a title on the screen. So, and I'll jump the questions out of order, not just so that we, becomes conversational.
Okay.
Okay. So, Tortuga's been open for a year. Where are the guests coming from? And what are their nationalities?
Most of our guests are Northern, Middle European or Central European, many British guests, French, German, most of or part of it.
Okay. What improvements have been made in the resort since it opened nearly 12 months ago?
Well, it was a long way since the opening. If you know the result from before, most improvements are on the landscaping. Everything is very, very green at the moment. We have a new restaurant at the poolside called Waterside. We are extending our main restaurant, Spices, and we have also new umbrellas and sunbeds at the beach and at the poolside. These are the main improvements of the hotel.
Okay. Even if I look in here, you just keep looking this way.
Yeah.
I'm just checking that things are right. Okay. Tell us about the poolside restaurant, the waterside restaurant. When does it open, and what type of food does it serve, and what sort of atmosphere does it have?
The Waterside restaurant offers 3 different meals. It will be breakfast, lunch and dinner. Light food like pizza or hamburger can be served there.
Okay. Do they serve any, I can't remember if I asked Kais this, do they serve special foods? Do they do any special foods? Do they do lobster or sushi?
We do a lobster, we can arrange a lobster dinner for there, and you can also have a sushi variety over there.
Okay,
yes.
I'll ask that again because there's a lot of noise generally, so...
Okay.
Someone pouring money down there. So the Waterside restaurant, what type of food does it serve, and does it serve any special food?
The Waterside restaurant offers a light food like pizza, for example, but you can also have a lobster dinner or a variety of sushi.
Fantastic. Okay, so what improvements are planned for the resort? You've already done your upgrades for the Waterside and the Spices. Is there anything else you are looking to improve?
I think the biggest improvement that we would have to look at will be the experience at the beach itself. So there will be the sunbeds, the wind protection, and the beach itself.
Okay. Are you doing any? I know. Again, don't say it if you don't want to. Is there anything to do with the beach club itself? To do with the beach bar? Is there anything? Any improvements that you'd like to make there that may happen in the future? No,
the beach bar is actually fine as it is at the moment. Of course, we are very dynamic and we double check how the day-to-day operations is going, and we might change it from one situation to the other one. But will be more the experience at the beach itself that could be changed.
Okay. So the staff was the big thing when it opened was staff training. They didn't talk about this, but this is something talking about the beach bar.
Yes.
Has the stability of the staff improved service? I've noticed a change. How is the stability of the staff? How have the staff developed and become accustomed to obviously working in the 5-star resorts?
We have at the moment 261 associates, and we care for training and retraining. It is a process that has to be done every single day in order to improve the overall services. We are very happy with the development till now, but you do also know that this is a work in progress.
Okay, fantastic. Are you going to be involved in doing this in any way at all?
Me personally, I hope so. I hope so.
Okay. So how will the experience of here carry across to Dunes?
Our opening experience, you mean?
Your opening, your staff, training, etc.
The idea is to take the experience that we made over here in Tortuga and bring it over to Dunes, meaning that we know the specialities of an hotel opening in Cape Verde, So it will be not our first experience with it. The staff is trained, the staff has an experience of the opening of the hotel, and will be the best ones to go with us to Dunas.
Are you taking the best ones to Dunas?
And we'll train the other ones to stay here.
Right. Okay, so that's good about staff.
Yeah.
Champagne bar. When does it open? And does it serve food? And what is a champagne bar about?
The Champagne Bar is a very chic bar located on the main building. It doesn't serve food. It opens at 6:30 in the evening until 1 to 3 o'clock in the night. Very chic. We do not only serve champagne over there in the late bar, but also all-inclusive beverages like white wine, red wine, and cava.
Okay, excellent. We may come back to some of these just to rephrase how they are.
Okay.
Are you good? It's all good? You happy?
Very happy.
Good.
Let me just check my heartbeat.
Yeah, it's good.
120, that's okay.
Could you just scoot that way by this much? Just take a pace that way. That's it.
Great.
Okay, back to the resort has been open a year. What has been the biggest change?
I think we made a big step from the beginning, from the opening until now. The biggest change would be, as far as I can see it, our improvements that we always have together with the resort group, being very dynamic and seeing what is working and what is not working. The best example for that will be the extension of the restaurant. And the biggest change is also, of course, the development of the associates themselves.
Okay, that was really good. I think maybe if we come back, because we've talked about the staff,
yeah,
and it'd be good, and that was a nice way that you said it. The biggest improvements have been the additional facilities we provided. I always think it's good to say "and the people" because it's always about the people.
Yes.
So the associates is a very
people.
The staff. I'll turn this off.
Employees.
Yeah, the employees.
Okay.
Okay.
That's good. That's perfect.
So what are the big improvements in the last 12 months?
The biggest improvements are actually on the hardware itself, together with the extension of the restaurant and the building of the new restaurant, but also on the personal side, on the staff of the hotel.
Okay, excellent. How busy has the resort been since it opened?
We have exceeded all our expectations in regard to the occupancy and average daily rate. We are looking very much for a bright year 2012.
Okay. I don't know if you can expand, if you know I'm sure you do know the answer.
Yeah.
Last year, Gerardo said we have 221 rooms. Next year, we hope for more than.
Yes.
Is that something that's going to change? Would you mind just going back towards there a bit? It's just focusing
okay.
the camera. Okay, it's good. So
last year,
I'll turn it off for a second. We can chat.
You could also explain with that the demand is higher than expected, because the actual demand was 221, the maximum demand. And you could, that's great.
That's good. So originally when you opened,
yes,
you had 221 units. If you could explain how many units you had when you opened and where you are now.
Yeah, we were managing 221 units at the opening, and we increased that number on 50 to 271 units that we are managing now. This shows that the demand is higher, or was higher than was actually predicted.
Okay. There's a little bit of noise somewhere.
Yeah.
Rumbling or lorry or a plane. So we do that again. So originally you had how many units, and then you increased it?
At the opening of the hotel in 2011, we had 221 units under our management. We increased that number to 271 units this year. This shows how big actually the demand is.
Okay, that's really good, but I think maybe it shows. Your English is fantastic, but in terms of it's because the demand has increased.
Yeah.
Is a simpler way. The demand has increased, so you had to fulfil the demand. Is that okay?
That's okay.
Okay. So you started off with 221 units.
So at the opening of the hotel in 2011, we started with managing 221 units. We are now managing 271 because of the high demand of the hotel.
Fantastic. Okay. I'll turn it off while I ask you the question again. So in terms of in terms of occupancy, what are you hoping for in the next 12 months?
We are forecasting an occupancy between 70 and 80% for 2012.
Fantastic, that's good. In terms of occupancy and room rate, how has that progressed in the last 12 months?
The occupancy is far better than we have expected, so the room rate is also increased since then.
Excellent, okay, that's good for me.
Yeah.
Right. Dunes. What is Dunes going to offer that Tortuga doesn't?
Dunes will be the one, of course, together with Tortuga, one of the best hotels, if not the best hotel in Cape Verde. It will offer a variety on different F&B restaurant concepts, an entire new spa, and a Gabi Club in the near of the beach.
Okay. What is a Gabi Club?
A Gabi Club is a bar concept that you might know from Ibiza. Yeah. No, you don't.
No. I've heard Gabi Club mentioned a lot, but
yeah.
in terms of what it... do you want to switch it off a second?
Yeah,
explain?
I think so.
Fine. Okay.
Good.
Yeah, so in terms of the Gabi Club, if you give us a loose example or a loose description of what it is and what that means in terms of the clientele that stay there.
The Gabi Club is a...
There's a trolley just going there, just give me 1 second.
Still driving.
That's good.
So the Gabi Club is a young and fresh beach bar concept that will attract a different public to the hotel. You say public, you say clientele.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the Gabi Club is?
The Gabi Club is a food and... No, wait. The Gabi Club
is a cool
and fresh... Okay. The Gabi Club is a cool and fresh beach bar concept that will attract a different clientele. You didn't say clientele, right? You say markets. Markets?
Yeah, okay. It can be clientele if you want.
Clientele? Okay.
Yeah, it's just it will attract an additional type of clientele. Okay.
So the Gabi Club is a chic and young food and beverage concept that will attract a different market of clientele. We'll do it again.
Fine, yeah, just it's slightly tricky because it's understanding the concept. But
yeah.
So the Gabi Club is what is the Gabi Club and what's it going to bring?
The Gabi Club is a young and fresh food and beverage concept that will bring a new clientele to the hotel.
Fantastic.
Good.
What improvements? I believe you've had improvements at the Champagne Bar, the Barley Bed, poolside restaurant.
So further improvements of the hotel. Where, for example, the Barley Beds, we have Barley Beds at the poolside and at the beach, the poolside restaurant itself, and the Champagne Bar.
Okay. Operational challenges. We may have touched on this before, but
none.
Are there any operational challenges that you face? Apart from owners coming in and complaining that they haven't got glasses and cups.
No, they're the only ones that complain. No, I would not know what to say on operational problems.
Okay.
Because of course there
are
challenges.
Okay. So operational challenges. It's a big resort. What sort of on an ongoing basis, what operational challenges do you face?
I think the operational challenges in general are the remote location of the Cape Verdean Islands themselves, so the food and the beverage has to be imported. Furthermore, the flights coming to Sal, the number of flights coming to Sal will have to grow in the future.
Okay. Should we touch on the staff again and say, and also ensuring that the staff, that you're constantly improving and finding ways to improve?
Yeah.
How the staff interact and how check-in has become slicker and things like that you have obviously. I can see the differences, so I know that they've changed. So challenges to make sure things are much more smooth from a standing start to where you are now.
Yeah.
So.
So another challenge that we will continuously have will be the training and retraining of our staff members in order to have the best standards in the islands.
Excellent. Is there anything else that we haven't touched on?